Hello, my beautiful and wonderful movie peeps out there. We've got movie news to discuss, so let's get into it. Some things we're going to be diving into here today is we got a sequel confirmation for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, along with a TV series. We got our first poster and image of Billy the Puppet from Saw X. The Saw hype is real, y'all. Even an update with DC making it look like, yeah, if your movie flops, you're not making it to the new DC universe. That along with so much more, so many of you guys give me your opinions down below with everything we discuss here today. A couple of things I want to mention off the top here. I need your help, guys. A lot of stuff has dropped this week, and I'm only one person. We got the Zoe 101 movie that came out today that I do want to watch and talk about with you guys, and since I grew up actually being a fan of that show. But we also have the entire Twisted Metal series that also dropped. Spent countless hours as a kid playing Twisted Metal. I want to watch that and review that for you guys. Last night I saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Gotta do a review for you guys. I already started my review series talking about the original 90s Turtle movies, but I also have to talk about the Michael Bay ones. And heck, earlier this week, I saw the Haunted Mansion movie, and I gotta get a review out for you guys. So if you could just tell me what you're most interested to see, it would let me know what to prioritize and what to focus on throughout this weekend. I'm gonna try to squeeze the Haunted Mansion review tonight, but aside from that, all the other things, let me know what you most want to hear me talk about. But okay, kicking things off here is we did get the confirmation that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem is going to be getting a sequel and a TV series. This also comes off right when reviews are starting to come out for the movie, and it's looking like an absolute winner. So many positive ones, and I have seen it. And let's just say, I agree with that score, but I do got some things as a Turtle fan to say, but I'll wait for the review to talk about that. Whatever the case may be, it's nice to know we have this confirmation, okay? There was always kind of a worry and wonder as a Turtle fan when you were given something new. It's, will this universe continue, or are they just gonna reboot this Turtle franchise again in a couple of years? Because we literally have just dozens of iterations of the Turtles. Do I want to get attached to this new iteration, or are you just gonna give me something new? The same creative team will be coming back along with director Jeff Rowe, which I'm very happy about that, and I'm really curious to see where they take the sequel and if they have like a planned trilogy, because I got some theories of my own of what they're doing. But this is something also that's become common with Paramount, is now when they have something successful out there, they also got to attach a streaming show to it. I mean, the Sonic franchise has the upcoming Knuckles TV show that'll be coming out, and now here we're going to be getting a connected cartoon series that is going to be titled Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, according to the information here, it will be a 2D animated series, so it's not going to have the exact same style that you're seeing in the movies, which honestly I don't mind. I like the 2D look. There's also 2 seasons already planned, with this taking place between the events of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Mutant Mayhem and the upcoming sequel. The plot that they have here for us is super vague because they don't want to spoil how this movie ends, but as someone who has seen the movie now, I'm like, oh, you're being careful with your words. I see what you're doing there. The premise of the TV series will be, according to the official description, the Turtles will be challenged like never before as Leo, Raph, Donnie, and Mikey each go it alone for the first time. Faced with new threats and teaming up with old allies, the Turtles will discover who they really are when they don't have their brothers at their sides. And yeah, knowing the context of how Mutant Mayhem ends, this plot makes sense, and I'm kind of curious to see where it goes. And trust me, whatever you're thinking in your mind going, oh, I know what's going, Chris. Even though I didn't see it, you just spoiled it for me. You don't know where it's going. Either way, it's just awesome time to be a Turtle fan. So much Turtle stuff is coming out. They announced a freaking sequel to the last Ronin comic series. I can't wait to read that. And that's not even me mentioning, there's still a live-action Turtle movie that is in the works, that is written. I'm sure once this writer strike and everything going on is over, they'll probably kick that into gear, and I'm curious how that will go. But you guys hear all this awesomeness going on. Is it a good time to be a Turtle fan, and what has you the most excited? Now, kind of piggybacking off that, we had another thing revealed with Paramount here that has got a lot of people like me going, that's kind of dumb of you, man. In an interview with the CEO of Paramount, Brian Robbins, how they're moving away from releasing original animated movies in theaters and instead will focus on IPs. The exact quote he said is, we're not going to release an expensive original animated movie and just pray people will come. Paramount right now is one of those studios that is like tiptoeing. They can have a successful movie here and there that gets critical buzz, a little bit of box office numbers, but apparently their streaming side is like plummeting money. Like, it is hurting the company. And it's brought them to the point now where they can't risk putting out original IP movies, whether animated or maybe even live action. And that kind of sucks because, like, where is the reinvention of new IPs? Where's something new? I think, like, the newest IP that we have gotten is, like, what, Megan? Finally a new killer doll after, like, millions of years? But instead they're going to be focusing on things like, you know, milking the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle franchise. They got a couple of other SpongeBob movies being released. They're working on Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like, I can call it dumb and say this is what's killing Hollywood, but at the same time, as much as people like me or other people say, make more original movies, sometimes they just don't make money. The only reason, like, Pixar can afford to make so many original films like Elemental, Elio, Onward is because every now and then they milk their popular stuff like a Cars or like an Incredibles or like a Toy Story. That's what brings in the bacon and allows them to take the risk. So I don't know, it's exciting if you're like a fan of SpongeBob and the Turtles and all that because they're gonna give you so much content, but you know, it's always nice to find something new, something refreshing that you didn't expect to become a fan and love and then end up getting tons of sequels of that. But this is where I toss it off to you guys. Think logically, you know, how can a studio risk making new movies when you don't know if anyone's gonna show up for them? And well, speaking of a franchise that's been milked and buried to the ground, the Saw franchise, baby. I can't believe it. They have hooked me in. They have reeled me in. I'm excited for another Saw movie. Ooh, if you were watching this channel when they first announced Saw X was coming up, I was like, yay, okay, I love Saw, but I'm just tired of it now, and every little thing coming out about this movie, they're suckering me in. So first, we got a poster release that just reminds you of classic Saw. I know there's some people that might not be fans of these. I always loved looking at the Saw posters. I always thought they got creative with like the little fingers or the heads or weird things they would do. Saw posters are iconic in my opinion. And this one's kind of no different. Not only did they give you a tease of one of the upcoming traps in here, it's clever because it makes up the X. Although I did see someone comment that this looks like SpongeBob and Patrick when they were looking at Mr. Krabs' map, and now I can't unsee that. But just like letting your mind rattle off to what this trap could be. Are they about to pour acid into these eyes? Is it like a really strong suction and they're gonna suck your eyes out? Are they about to put some sort of insect to crawl into your eyes? Ooh! They've also even begun their viral marketing. Just today they put out a phone number that you can call, and through a series of texts and whatnot, you'll stumble upon your first look at Billy the Puppet from the upcoming Saw X. And I mean, this just looks like you could take this screenshot from any previous Saw movies, but it's still a Billy the Puppet, and I'm actually excited to see him. Mainly because I think the premise actually sounds so smart here. So again, if you don't know, this movie, Saw X, is going to take place between the events of Saw 1 and Saw 2. Yeah, weird place in the timeline, but it's because John Kramer goes to Mexico when he heard there's an experimental treatment that could cure his cancer, but when he gets there, it turned out to be a scam. They were just taking his money, along with taking advantage of other sick people that were hoping to find a cure. And well, Jigsaw does what Jigsaw does, gets some revenge and teaches you a lesson.
Hello, Shannon. You don't know me, but I know you. I want to play a game. The rules are simple. Attend the Midsummer Scream Horror Convention on Saturday, July 29th for an exclusive Saw X presentation. Do this, and you may be rewarded with something special. I wonder, will you join us? Live or die, make your choice.
But even though that's the real plot, we all know he went to Mexico for a BBL. We all go to Mexico for a BBL, don't... Jigsaw, you wanted that booty lift up to heaven, didn't you? We will get our first trailer for the movie coming out this Saturday. They're going to be attending a horror convention, Midsummer Scream. People in attendance will get to see the trailer, but it's unknown if they'll release it to the public. I'm thinking they will. Right now, they're getting so much attention, and they got old Saw fans like me hooked in and actually excited to see this. I can't wait to kind of look at that trailer. It's going to really determine whether I should get my hopes up or not for this movie. But you guys see this first look at the poster, this image, the plot. How are you feeling about it? Something on the DC side of things that I wanted to give a minor update on. We had Zachary Levi, the star of Shazam, make a few comments that make his future in the DCU look very uncertain. So because of this whole reboot going on with James Gunn and us still being up in the air about which characters are moving over to the DCU, which are getting recasted, retconned or just not coming back. When I first saw Shazam Fury of the Gods, I felt very confident that by the end of the movie and it having a post-credit scene teasing him to be part of the Justice Society of America, which is a post-credit scene that was approved by James Gunn. Remember, this is the man who was deleting scenes and post-credit scenes from other movies because he didn't want to promise something to the fans that isn't coming, so it feels like the Justice Society of America is something he wants to promise and let people know is coming, which would make sense why we have some classic JSA characters in there like Mr. Terrific and Hawkgirl showing up in Superman Legacy. To me, it really seemed like a no-brainer. Oh, Zachary Levi is coming back into the DCU and we'll see him pop up here and there, whether it be in his own movie or team-up films. But money talks in Hollywood, and for all intents and purposes, Shazam Fury of the Gods pretty much flopped and really underperformed at the box office. People also weren't that kind to the movie. I didn't think it was bad, but people were really bashing it. I thought it was an enjoyable film. And now we have Zachary Levi saying this: I don't know what the future holds because Fury of the Gods was not well received. I have no idea where we go from here. And that doesn't sound like a comment that someone is swaying off or playing coy like, yeah, I'm coming back, but I can't say anything, so hey, we'll just see what happens. No, this is like a man sounding desperate going, look, people didn't like my movie. It didn't make money. I honestly don't know if I have a job anymore, guys. And that kind of sucks, especially now when we're about to see history repeat itself with Blue Beetle, man. The projections came out that the movie in its entire box office run might just end up making $57 million, which, guys, that would be disastrous. That would be so bad. And if this is what they're doing with Zachary Levi Shazam, I mean, Blue Beetle will be lucky if he's even mentioned in a sentence in the new DCU, and we might not get him popping up. Absolute insanity, and it's again why I was calling for just a straight-on reboot. Cut everything off. Even if you had great actors in there, you already got rid of Henry Cavill. Just start fresh. But we're not doing that here, so this is where I toss it off to you guys. You hear these comments by Zachary Levi. He had a post-credit scene promising a future in the DC universe. Do you think he'll still be allowed in somehow? And what do you think about the fate for Blue Beetle? But that is all movie news we currently have going on right now, guys. Don't forget to check out my review of all the original 90s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies. But other than that, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.